Hey everyone, welcome back to Breaklight Productions. My name is Curtis Lambert and today we're reacting to Jinx by One Step Closer. Now I'm not familiar with this band, I don't know what genre of music they are, but the thumbnail looked interesting, it looked like it might be story driven, and you know I'm a sucker for that, so let's crack on. Here we go. Bit of artifacting and stuff, that's good. Really interesting blur, like vignetting around the sides. That's really good acting. Like for a music video. That's actually pretty dope. And yeah, sounds like we're dealing with at least rock and roll, if not, something heavier. What was that? And go back to whatever that red shot was. Ooh, that's cool. These like subliminal shots that are coming through. That's nice. I assume that's the band's logo, or maybe it has some other meaning that I'm just not aware of. That's cool. Oh, that's a cool effect. Whoa. The mirrors, that's nice. That's really cool. The pine cones that they piled in a corner, it's like little details like that that are really cool. I assume these two are the band, maybe? Like, assuming, of course, that there's only two. But if so, like, she's acting, like, really well, like... What does this symbol mean? It's gotta be the band's logo or something. Oh, okay, so is that the full... Is this the band? I have so many questions. And it looks like the captions are maybe in like... I don't want to like say the wrong country and offend some people, but I would say Scandinavian, like Norwegian or something. That was cool. Yeah, so that must be the band. That was really awesome. And like, so many lame... Okay, this chick, I assume it's a chick's name. Sorry. I just realized, I'm like, oh wait, that could be a guy's name. Cinematography, great. Like, I mean, great job by everyone, but yeah, that was really cool. Oh, look at that orange sun in the background. That did not feel like 3 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but that felt like a minute long, because it was just balls to the wall, like shots and setups. And okay, let's talk about it. First recording of the day, so it might be a bit rusty, but yeah, okay, so let's go from the start. Add in a little bit of character to your shots, right? There's so many ways to do it that complement footage rather than taking away from it. So when you're recording on a low budget and maybe not with the ideal lighting, the ideal camera and stuff like that, you're going to get a lot of noise. You're going to get stuff that's maybe not in focus and, on its own looks a bit garbage. But this is where, like, just a little bit of, like, and not saying that any of this would look garbage without it, because it's actually, like, it's really beautiful. But the artifacting that they have, like, you could just see those little flickers of white going throughout the footage. It adds character. It adds a bit of, like, your brain goes, oh, it's vintage, and then it doesn't, like, see the noise. It doesn't see the out of focus as a, like, oh, that's a fuck up. It sees it as, like, oh, that's part of the vintage charm. It's like, it's a weird thing with our brains and stuff. So by doing that, by adding, like, noise, vignetting, like, artifacting, etc., purposefully and controlled, you can make shitty footage look more nostalgic, and then it won't get frowned at as much. We used it all the time with a feature film I did called The Last Spark, because it was a lot of shadows, a lot of really dark shots, and if you're just looking at darkness, you're gonna see the noise. You're gonna see the blobs of black pixels floating around through the air. Chuck on some artifacting, chuck on some, purposeful noise and grain. Suddenly, oh, that's just part of the grain. That's just part of the effects they've added. The acting from this chick, and I assume it's the same chick all the way throughout. It looks like it is. Really fucking cool. Like, really good acting. Like, especially in that opening shot, the way she's bending her whole body to, as she screams and stuff, is fucking, like, that's brutal. That's good acting. What else? I wish I knew what the symbol meant. It's gotta be a band logo, or like a logo for their album or something. Because yeah, the amount of references to it, I'm like, what does it mean? But that's cool, because that already is getting me wanting to dive deeper into it. So you can do stuff like that, and why not, this, like, these little subliminal glimpses of things, like, I know some, when they were in the lounge room, were literally just frames of black, but that's really cool. And this, like, one where it's got the logo, but the red on his ears coming down, the red at the side as well, like, that's beautiful. That is something I would shoot. Like, I love my neon shit, and I love shadows, and, like, so seeing that, it was up for like a second, and I'm like, yo, what was that? Give me that. Yeah, I love that. It's cool. It's eerie. Just that, yeah, that, like, that little hair light. I don't know if you could even, ear light is what we'll call it. Really interesting how the captions started off in English but then transitioned into, I presume, like, Norwegian or Finnish or something. One, I honestly wasn't even, like, paying attention to the lyrics, because there's so much going on visually. But, like, I just stopped on a frame here and the captions are "rip out my eyes." I'm like, man, for a beautiful sounding song, it was some like hardcore lyrics. The shot of their fingers reaching for each other, super cool. Like, I really like that. I can't tell that it's like, it feels like it could be green screened, but I don't know why you would bother doing that. So, and then like the ghosts like running through the pine trees while they're sitting and standing there. That was super cool. And that's the thing, is that's a really easy effect to do. You keep the camera on a tripod and you just record yourself like running around, moving around, whatever, whatever action you're wanting to do. And then you sit down, like you get your sort of what we'll call the main shot of you, sitting on the stump or standing there or whatever. And then you overlay all of those. And if you put those at, like a really low opacity, to where they're basically see-through, the trees are gonna line up because you haven't moved the camera. But the bodies running through them are now going to be these specters running around, or jumping, or whatever it is that you want them to do. So that's a really cool, simple effect, that, yeah, I really didn't expect, because usually if someone's gonna go to that trouble, they make it the whole music video. I love that they used it for a single shot. And normally I'm one of those, as you know, I'm one of those people that's like, keep it simple. Choose one or two ideas, nail those. But I don't know, it feels like, whereas in other videos, it's overwhelming in the sense of it's directionless. This felt like it had a very, like, the band, who, by the looks of it, made it as well, were like, every single one of these shots has a meaning that's specific for the song. And hey, if that's the deal, good on you. Throw in as much as you want. Like, if it has meaning, go for it. That's where, like, with a lot of Kendrick and Doechii and those rappers that really like putting meaning into their songs and music videos, that's why it doesn't really, for me, harm those, because I know, oh, every single one of these new scenarios has a meaning to the song. I just don't get it. I'd have to watch it again. So yeah, super cool, super easy effect. Yeah, just awesome. And like I said, the only way you fuck up that shot, is if you bump the camera or you move it, because then if it's moved, you're gonna get all these weird, which, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, it could be quite trippy, but you would get the sort of ghostly outlines of all the trees as well. And it also looks like they probably, if I let it play a little bit, yeah, they probably filmed it off speed so that it really adds that sort of motion blur to those shots. So that's cool. Mirror shots, fucking beautiful. I love just the little detail, and I know it was probably just like, oh, they needed to like I don't know, weigh it down or whatever. But just the little details in this mirror shot of like, I love that the sun's just on the edge of the frame, and you've got that beautiful rainbow flare coming into the bottom right corner. But I also love the little details of like the pine cones stacked in a corner. Like it feels like, I know it's probably something that just happened out of accident, or they were like, whatever, like, put them here, or like it could just be a happy accident. But it looks like something an art director would do and be like, oh, this will make it feel more natural, and it does. Just, yeah, little detail like that. Even the fact that the mirror itself is of literally the same color as the wood that's in that forest. Like, it's, yeah, just gorgeous. Going through the tree shot again, just beautiful times of day. They're using, looks like mostly mostly morning and afternoon. But again, that mirror shot and stuff, that looks like middle of the day, which, again, you can make that work. Just like, there's got to be a reason for you to, like, because again, if you're going to film in the middle of the day, you're not going to get a beauty shot. But if you don't want a beauty shot, if you're going for something more artistic, more meaningful, emotive, whatever, go for it if it has a purpose. But if you're going to be like, oh no, it's a hot chick down the beach, and then you film it in the middle of the day, it's not going to look good. Like, no matter how much you fix it in post. Yeah, that, I guess, sundown or early morning going across the bridge. Again, as I flip through these, I'm like, this logo keeps appearing. What does it mean? All of the red shots are awesome. Running through the field, that's a nice shot. There's so much in this music video, but I don't want this to go for, like, it's nearly been 20 minutes. I'm like, jeez. This final shot in the graveyard, all of the, I presume, band members standing there just looking at the sunset. Awesome. Beautiful shot. Like, that is gorgeous. And again, just something that I feel like the band pretty much made on its own. What is that? Is that a... That's an American flag in the bottom left. So is this not, like, Scandinavian? In which case, why do the captions become like... That, if, okay, it goes even deeper. What does it mean? That's really interesting, unless that, like, because that's just on a person's grave, so who knows what that, like, means. But that really does, that is an American flag. So it's in America? Anyway, we'll leave it there before my brain explodes. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's any music videos you want me to react to, regardless of genre, be sure to comment them below. See you in the next one. Ciao.